Hi folks, so on this update, on this first update, what I wanted to do was explain where we are on the shipping process and actually show you all the pallets of the stock that we've got to send to China, because there's quite a lot of it. So this first pallet, what we have here is all the components needed to construct, to build a Commodore 64X. So we've got the screws, we've got the rubber feet, we've got the LED power switch, and other parts in here as well, washers and nylon washers and things like that. Everything needed to build a Commodore 64X, that's going. And then we have some mechanical keyboards. So we've got 3 pallet loads of these boxes. There's 16 mechanical keyboards to each carton, so to each box. So there's quite a lot. There's over 900 mechanical keyboards going to China. And then we move on to the boxes containing the bottom half of the case. So this is the original beige colours. We have 25 bottoms to each carton, to each box. And then on the top halves, we can't get as many tops in a box. We can only get 18 in a box. So there's more boxes here, but it equates to the same amount of complete Commodore 64X cases. And then we move on to the most important part of this project, and that is the injection moulds. So you might notice that there's a difference in the size of the moulds. The larger one is for the top, because the top's bigger than the bottom, and obviously the smaller one is for the bottom. So that is everything that we're sending. If you bring the camera over this way so we can actually see the amount. Now you know, take note, there's a lot of stuff going to China. So, you know, in what I said at the beginning of the campaign, you know, it's not a standard campaign, because we've got so much stuff. We've got the injection moulds, we've got all this stock. So in our own right, there's enough stuff here to make pretty much everything. The only thing that we haven't got is the different colour keycaps, and obviously the different colour cases, which is where China comes in. You know, the company that we're getting to do that, they're doing all that end, and everything's going across. But I thought it would be a really good thing to show you all this. One more thing before we go on this particular part of the video. We're a little bit late on sending this over, because I wanted to get this over at the end of August. But unfortunately, we missed that, because the Chinese manufacturer wanted to see the inside of the injection moulds. And I wasn't prepared to open them myself. I didn't know how to do that. So we had to send, even though we just got the moulds back from the UK company that pressed these cases, we had to send the moulds back to them again to open the moulds up. And then we had to take a lot of photographs for our partners in China, and then obviously I had to close the moulds back up, and then we had to get them shipped here. So we're 2 weeks behind now, but all this stock is being picked up by the international shippers, and they're picking that up towards the end of this week, early next week. And then they've got to prep it, so everything's got to be prepped, it's got to be packaged properly. So we've got it all set up here like this, but when they get it to their depot, they're going to prep it all for international export, which means all the pallets have got to be heat treated for moulds and fungus and things like that. So there's quite a bit involved in getting this shipped over to China. The injection moulds have got to be put into a crate. So there's a bit involved, but we're hoping that everything will end up going at the end of next week. We'll actually start its process of going from the UK to China. But more from me in a sec, but we'll cut it now, and we'll go to me in the office talking about what else we're doing. I think it was well worth showing you everything that we've got ready to ship to China, because you can see how much stuff we've got, because it's never been assembled in one place. I've had boxes in one place, boxes in another place, injection mould somewhere else, and to actually have it all in one place and be able to see how much stuff we've actually got, even I was shocked, because I didn't realise we had that much stuff. You know, I knew the numbers, but to actually see it physically there on pallets, there's quite a lot of stuff there, and I think it cements the fact that this was never a standard crowdfunding campaign, because we had so much stuff, in the injection molds, the cases, the keyboards, already. So, you know, and it just cements that really. So it was worthwhile showing you all that. And also I just want to touch base on the 2 weeks that were behind, because like I said, our Chinese partners wanted to see the inside of the molds. Now, it was a little bit of a pain, because if they'd have asked, you know, a few weeks prior, the molds were still at the UK injection mold company, so I could have got them to open them up and take pictures. But then we had the molds shipped to me, and then I had to ship them back again, because I didn't personally want to open the molds up. You know, we could have probably did it. We've got a forklift, but I was too frightened I'd damage something inside, because these molds cost a lot of money, and you know, for the sake of a few £100 to get them shipped back up and a few £100 to get them shipped back, it wasn't worth it. So that's what we did. So that's why we're behind a little bit. But what I wanted to do now is just show you the pictures of the injection molds when they're opened up. So we'll do that now. One thing to note, the molds are a little bit rusty on the outside. Most injection molds are, but it's the inside that's crucial. There's nothing wrong with the insides, they're absolutely spotless, but they're coated in a special waxy thing to stop them rusting, and the waxy thing is a little bit browny coloured, so it looks like they're rusty inside, but they're not. I've seen them in person, and they're spotless. It's just the coating that they put on the inside of the molds to stop them going rusty when they're not being used. So it's when they're stored or stowed, they're coated in this special stuff on the inside, but it's purely while they stow them away and when they're not being used, so they don't go rusty. So these are the pictures. I'll show you those now. And it's really interesting to actually see the inside of injection molds. So you can actually see, and you can work out, you know, the bottom half of the case and the top half, and you can see how it's formed. You know, it's really good, and I can understand why the Chinese manufacturers wanted to see the inside of the molds to make sure they were okay, because they saw they were quite rusty on the outside, and they were worried about the internals, and hence why they wanted to see that. Excuse me. So that's out of the way. I wanted to touch base on other things we're doing. So we're also getting Paul Kitchen to do the artwork for the t-shirts. So obviously I've got the t-shirt on now, but and all the back as well. You'll see that. But I wanted to, you know, that was done really fast, really, just for the crowdfunding campaign. But now we're on the other side of that. I wanted to get the artwork finalised and you know, spend a bit of time on it. So Paul is going to be working on the t-shirts, on the mouse mat, on the cup and the mug. I mean, the cup and the mug is, you know, nothing, but the t-shirts and the mouse mat has to be right. So he's working on that. He's also going to be working on the artwork to the retail boxes, but I've got to wait until we get the schematics from our Chinese manufacturer, you know, the actual the layout of the retail boxes before we can actually start doing that, because we need to know the sizes. So once we get that, which will probably be in another couple of months time, then Richard can start on that. We can finalise the retail box artwork, which I really want to do. So what are we doing? So we're sending the molds, right? And we're sending everything over to China, which is going to take 6 weeks, maybe 8 weeks. So while that's going on, Paul is going to be doing the artwork to all of the merchandise, and then also I wanted to finalise the colours for the chameleons. So we want to get that done. We want to finalise the colours for the keycaps for the chameleons, and also I want to finalise the colours for the VIC-20 and the Commodore 16. Now I've got a VIC-20 which is very good. The colours are pretty good on that. There's, you know, it's been, I think it's been previously retro brighted, so it's in really good condition. So we can take the colours from that. I haven't got a Commodore 16, so what I wanted to do, excuse me, is I wanted to purchase a Commodore 16 in the next few days, week or so, so that I can take some decent colours from that. So that we can sort of like put the colours up and show people what colours we're going for. Now these are going to be standard colour codes, RAL or something along the lines of that. They're not going to be made up colours. They're going to be standard colours. So I'd like to do that so that while the stuff's being shipped to China, we can get all these things ironed out. So when they get the stuff, they've got a broad spectrum of things that they can get on with. The other thing that I wanted to do is start designing the mechanical keyboard for the translucent, the backlit keyboard. So that's by far the biggest project within this campaign to do. I mean, everything else is made and built and it just needs assembling. So it's basically new keycaps for the chameleons because they're white or off-white, and then we've got the translucent, which is a brand new mechanical keyboard that we've got to get made. So that's by far the biggest thing. So we want to get that underway as well. So I think that's everything I wanted to touch base with you guys at the moment. So but one thing I will say to anyone on IndieGoGo that are on the fence about purchasing one of these, and is it a con of, you know, is it a scam and all this lot? Well, I think you can tell from what we've got that this is a legit campaign and it is happening. And you know, if you want to get on board, please pledge for one of the I can't think what you call it. It's not a reward on IndieGoGo. It's something else. But anyway, please, you know, please do pledge for one of the 3 models that we've got, you know, and pick the colours. You know, I will say that the out of all the colour choices, the bare bones, the beige original was the most selected, but the translucent wasn't far behind it. So it's really good to see that a new colour, you know, the other colours didn't do as well as what I'd hoped. The blue was the best out of the Pantone colours, but you know, I was very impressed with the translucent. So it's really good to see people buying something that hasn't existed in the bread bin before, so it's great. But I think that's everything I wanted to say. You've seen some pictures of the inside of the moulds. This is a great update because it's a video update, and I find it takes longer for me to write an update in bullet points of things that we've done. It would take me far longer than to do a video. You know, you can see me talking, you can see my enthusiasm, because this is, you know, fantastic. I'm so, even though we didn't do as well as what I wanted to do because of all the fiasco at the start of it when they took the campaign down, I'm so excited to get this underway. I can't wait until the manufacturers in China have actually got all the stuff. They're excited as well. They're a really, you know, great company, and I'm in safe hands. And the amazing thing about it is they were the company that made the original mechanical keyboards, or they were well involved in the production of the mechanical keyboards, the original ones. So they come from them, and you know, they come from China, and they're going back to China, going pretty much back to the same place that they were made originally. So it's just fantastic that, you know, everything's coming together. I'm super stoked for this. I can't wait to actually show you some when they send me some stuff across, so that I can actually show you some prototypes, you know, pre-production stuff. I can't wait to show you that. I can't wait to show you guys the retail boxes when we get them, because they are going to be as close as we can possibly get to the originals from the 1980s, the American originals. I mean, we've done a good job on the My Retro Computer versions because it was, again, modelled after the American original, but it was a smaller box. We're going to go for as close to the original size box as we can get. The artwork's going to be pretty much spot on because it's Commodore. I just can't wait. It's fantastic, and you know, thanks for all the enthusiasm that everyone's given me to do this, and it's brilliant. One more thing before I go, we're going to be at Amiga 37. So if anyone's in Europe and they're thinking about going to it, it's in Germany. We've booked ourselves a little slot there, so we're going to be there, and we will have the bare bones, the a sort of extreme. It's not the exact extreme, but it's going to be pretty much the same spec, and we're going to have the ultimate on show as well. So anyone that wants that's in Germany or in Europe that's going to go to the Amiga 37 event, we're going to be there as well. So you know, it's going to be great. I'm going to go now. My voice is going. I've been talking for a while, but you know, this is great. I'm really super happy to bring you this update and to show you all the stuff, and it's been great, and I will catch you next time. Thanks very much for watching. Bye.